Feel your touch from across the room. I taste your energy. I see a light that I never knew. You are overtaking me. Mesmerized, paralyzed. When your eyes find mine, that's when you leave me. Oh,
hello, I'm Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode for Neos Land. Every time I see that intro now, I think, with having seen the client, I'm like, maybe he should be flying to his castle. So, Jacques, did you see that new intro? I hope you like it. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm totally in love with my dragon. It's a love affair. Lisa's probably jealous. So.
I'll just have to find my own dragon.
Oh,
Smackdown.
Hopefully your dragon is named Marky. That's all I gotta say. So, anyway, we are talking about the client today, QnA. And for those of you who are just seeing this in video for the first time, the client, we are working on it here. This is, it's very, very rough. So this is what I would call this isn't even this is like an internal build, and not something that is intended that when you're actually playing the game that the tools will all work like this. This is the foundation, and bugs are very likely, and we're just showing off some of the cool things that we can build with the new client here. So, Jacques, what is your vision on this at a particular point? I mean, what are we going to be able to like do anything in the world, or?
Well, I would like to make it so that we could even create maybe at some point. I'm just looking at it, where you can create furnitures and stuff like that, also in the same tool or using it,
Mm-hmm.
And in the world, basically, you'll be able to do anything. Like, of course, it's all voxel based, right? So if you can go and build a wall, and then somebody else can literally destroy the wall, with whatever means they have, and you'll see it being destroyed slowly as you go doing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and now, in this client right now, we don't have any physics yet. Like, so if I...
bricks falling down and stuff like that?
Right.
Yeah, we're still looking at how we're going to implement that, right? That's a discussion of another time, actually. That's not an easy thing to implement in a system like this, actually.
Mm-hmm. So what happens when, in the game later on, that someone is attacking my castle, and, am I going to... when they tunnel under my wall, am I going to be able to, is my wall going to fall? What do you envision for that?
Well, it depends on where they're, where they're building and stuff like that. We want to get some physics system in place, right? But one thing to remember is this is like with voxels. It's what you're doing is basically you're not placing objects down. Where solid objects that gets placed down. They are all actually part of the terrain, even though if you place down, say, a block of stone or something like that, that's actually, to get more technical, the all terrain is the one vertex, right? And then it gets shaped as you place stuff down. It pulls vertices up and so on. So it's a different story than having just like physical objects that you place down and you do stuff like that. The nice thing is, though, with this, you can build as many things as you want, basically, because you don't have a lot of stuff that you get drawn. Like when you look at like server lag and stuff like that, and how games play, it's about the amount of objects that it gets drawn, the draw calls that kills the client and stuff like that. So with this, you basically still have one draw call because you're just doing the one terrain, right? So you're saving a lot on that. So there's advantages of doing it like this instead of having actual blocks that you place down.
Okay. I have built some massive structure. I just thought about it. It almost looks like a hand. I hope when I turn around, it's not flipping everybody off. Well, not too bad. So, okay. And with this with this system, we are making this available to some people to start playing around with and testing, and the people who are involved in the Kickstarter are going to be pretty much the first people in, other than a few people that you've selected to be able to show this online. Okay.
One thing I do want to mention is, people are going to definitely compare this to like stuff like Minecraft. So Minecraft's system, how they work, it's also a voxel system, but it's not as integrated as and complicated as this one. Is because if we just wanted to put normal square blocks down like Minecraft, then it wouldn't look as good as it's looking at the moment, right? So you have to understand that the building system and everything like that is a little bit different than what Minecraft is going to be.
Mm-hmm. So my vision of this is that similar to Minecraft, that you're able to build like stairs and doors and all of these other things, and then integrate them with your home.
Yeah.
And we're going to be able to do that too, right?
Yeah. There will be certain objects that we have to place. Like you can't animate a voxel. It's impossible to animate it. Like I said, it's part as a solid type of thing, right? So to do animations on it, like doors opening and closing, like we had before, you'll have objects that you place down, just like you would place down furniture and stuff like that as well in your house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you guys who are here in the Hangout, do you guys see the potential in this?
Definitely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's very rough right now, but
Yeah, I think we just need the undo and the grid system put in.
And maybe a snap system. I think a snap system is very important.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
Because then, like Yeti was saying, he was placing, he didn't know where he was placing. If we had the snap system on the grid, you can place blocks. If you want to just build like Minecraft, right? No freeform building, you can actually build just up like that exactly. It'll just snap to certain faces if you want that.
It'll make building like a castle or a house. You want straight walls for an inn. You don't want to have these crooked walls. So having that snap system, and maybe like a preview, kind of like what's it going to look like once it's placed, would help tremendously.
Yeah. I think those are the basics that have to be in place before you can really make this a usable system.
Yeah, definitely save. I think save is it's a big thing we'll be making sure we put in very soon. So you can save at least what you're working on. Come back to it. Because some of these things take a lot of time. Like I was building a castle last night, and because I've been playing around with it for an hour or so, I figured out how to place stuff so they go straight and no problems at all. Like where you're clicking and stuff like that. And it would be nice if we could save it, to do some more work on it, because it takes a bit of time when you're building stuff.
I think maybe a autosave system would probably be better, where just every action is saved somewhere automatically, kind of like a layering system.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would be done in a technical sense. I just know
that should be easy. What we want to do also is have it save. Say, for instance, if you're playing on a web player or whatever, or even in a client, have it saved in a certain spot. What it does, it saves the files as information files.
Yeah.
So it's just the information file. It just says where the different points must be on the layer.
Yeah.
And then that information files, people can then even trade those things outside the game.
Yeah, so I mean, would it be an idea to have this whole system as a client-based system, and then what you do is then upload your blueprints to the server to then
Yeah.
have it in game?
Yeah,
Might
we-
save a lot of problems your end.
Oh no, it doesn't matter to us. Where if it's on your computer or on ours, it doesn't make a big difference really.
Actually, some people might find it to be really nice if they could do this offline.
Yeah.
I could see, like, when I'm taking a flight and I'm flying for 8 hours, I'm bored out of my mind, and something like this would be nice and engaging to build a new house design and everything, and on my laptop while I'm flying.
Yeah, it's definitely not impossible for us to be making it a standalone system as well.
Yeah. So just thought, because I hate flying. This might be a solution.
Your arms get too tired?
Yeah. Well, yeah, anyway. Okay. Fine.
I have 2 questions here.
Sure.
Rivethead wants to know, for Atomism users, the client is included with the server.
The Atomism users is the client included with the server.
Yeah.
That's for people that's buying the Atomism unit, right?
I believe so.
The client and the server is it's all included in the package.
Okay. And the next one is, will there be a click and drag feature for building with the blocks?
Well, we certainly can bring it in. Before we were playing around with it, and we did one where it clicks quickly. So what will happen is you could click, and then it will basically build towards you, and not straight. So we have to make it one click at a time. But we can definitely do a click and drag system as well, where it's basically when you click and you hold it in, it will keep building.
Okay. So, we have a few people who I haven't heard from yet that are here in the Hangout. What's on your mind? What are you thinking when you see this? Nobody wants to say anything.
I'll be happy to say something. It just
Okay.
might not apply.
I have a question.
Okay, question.
You said this is server-based. Can we cooperate and connect to each other?
Actually, we can. I think we can edit it so you can talk to each other. The reason why we did this, for the game, you'll be in a full world and everything like that. But when you go do your blueprints, you don't want other people to be like at the moment, be able to be where you're building stuff, because they might damage your stuff. And we want to give you that freedom. But what we can do is can make it that you can invite friends, for instance, if you want to have a group of people build something together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we can beat each other up when we put the blocks in the wrong spots. No, I know combat won't be turned on yet, but just saying.
Yeah, it could be a nice idea, maybe, if you wanted to use this as something else, to build like little arenas or stuff like that, so you can run around and fight each other and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, how about Ed or Anthony? Any thoughts on this?
I did have one question.
Yes.
Will we be able to build presets to use within the editor? Like build a section of a wall that we like,
Yeah.
and then be able to copy and paste so everything's uniform?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely have that option. Yeah. So because it works exactly the same as if you place a blueprint in the world, right? It takes whatever there is and makes a copy of it onto it, with the information. So we definitely will be able to do that. So people can go and literally build sections of walls and stuff like that, and then save it as, you could say, minor blueprints, and then go in the editor and bring in these blueprints and place them down to make a bigger blueprint.
Basically,
then you get
combining blueprints.
Then you get into
Yeah.
selling pieces parts off. Get that copy skill up.
Well, that's not a bad idea, because people may. I can totally see that, like with the stonework and everything, that people may build, a really ornate entryway, or something where they get a door in there and it just looks really good, and maybe you want just that doorway, especially if it took them like an hour to design it all out and they did it all very intricate and it looks very nice. I could totally see things like that, blueprints like that, being sold, and how I would want to, possibly,
Cash in.
Well, no, I'm not a designer, but I recognize art when I see it. I mean, did you see my house I just built? It looks like an eagle without any feathers. And speaking of flying,
Marquis chicken.
yes, something like that. It certainly doesn't look right, and so I think that I will want to take what other people make and buy blueprints of sections. Maybe I'll just buy an entire house, but if I want to be creative at all and build some stuff myself, then I'll probably end up using some components that other people have made. So, because I'm not creative like everybody else, at least not in that fashion.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of people that kind of do different things right in the game. A lot of people being very creative and enjoy building, and just making all these blueprints and stuff and selling them, and that'll be like what they do in the game. That'll be like how they enjoy playing the game.
I just want a giant house that looks like the head of a dragon, and I want the kitchen right up in the nose with the vents for the smoke to go out his nose.
Wow. Where do I even go with that?
I don't know.
That is possible.
Yeah, I mean, you can build anything with this. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. As it stands right now, I'm going to have to hire somebody to make it for me. So maybe Lisa will make me up something really cool. Anthony?
I can try.
I feel I foresee a lot of griefing coming along. Griefing is a term from Minecraft, y'all probably know, but a lot of griefing issues in the world with this voxel system.
Well, there's two ways to it, right? It won't be a quick, like in Minecraft, where you can quickly break through things. And the other thing is also because you're doing blueprints, right? So if somebody griefs your house or breaks it down or something like that, right? It's easy for you just to place your blueprint down again or whatever, just say rebuild it, right? And it'll just rebuild it to how it was before.
And it also depends on where you're living, too. If you're living in town, you're going to have city guards come along and say, hey, stop breaking down that guy's wall, or stop thief.
Won't that cost you resources, though?
No.
Well,
not in the King's Land.
What? Okay. I don't know that to be true. I think that everything will cost resources.
Everything costs resources, yeah, but it's a time thing, right? If you say somebody starts breaking in there and there's guards close to it, they will definitely be quickly on you. So, and they'll kill you. So you'll end up getting blacklisted or whatever in that town, for whatever you're doing. So there's going to be protected areas, but if you go outside town in certain areas, certain places where it's wilderness and so on, yeah, for sure, you stand a chance of being broken into. And I mean, that's all idea about the system is to allow people to break down your walls and come and steal your stuff, or if you have other systems you can place there in for protection and stuff like that to protect your goods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can see outer territories having a lot more upkeep than the inner city, where it's a lot safer. So. And with that being said, about you talk about placing down your whole blueprint again or whatnot. Well, maybe it's just as easy as you have your minions that are on staff, that every time something is messed up, that they're out there repairing it. And so maybe it's just as easy as telling your guys to go repair. So
one thing I do have to say, maybe you meant with griefing also, is that if the whole world is a voxel place, people can go around and destroy like whatever, everything, But but you won't be able to just destroy everything, everywhere. Like there's certain areas that you can't change and stuff like that. So, for instance, housing, you can't just place your house anywhere. You'll have to go search for right spots to place them. So we're controlling the terrain and stuff like that a little bit in that sense. But we will have other systems in place that if there's some griefing or people breaking down certain areas, that there will be counters to them, like maybe mobs or something coming in and rebuilding it again to how it was before.
So basically, they'll have to purchase the land to actually use the voxel system.
Well, some of it, right? We don't want to have the whole world where anybody can just dig anywhere and so on. It depends where you go. So if you're going to go for your house, for instance, you're going to have to run around, look for a good spot to build a house, which will be certainly somehow marked or something like that to prevent the houses being built anywhere and on top of each other and whatever, right? We want to have a little bit of control in sense of that, very similar to Ultima Online, where they used to go run around and you had to look for certain spots to be building stuff like that. The same with digging into the terrain and changing and going into mines and stuff like that. Like the mines will be open to dig in and do whatever with, but if you get out, maybe the outside hull of it you won't be able to dig right through it and do stuff like that. There's going to be some control systems in place so that we still have some nature and some of the world staying like it is, for the gameplay.
I'm ready. When can I start playing? So, okay. Well, I think we have time for like one, maybe two more questions. If there's any more questions.
I have one more question.
Okay.
It's from Rivethead again. He would like to know, is the client open? The client is an open editable source, not in a DLL. I understand the server is partially closed, but I'm more concerned about the client.
Well, on our Atomism Online website, we have actually laid out the different price ranges and stuff like that, and the different licenses. So the client, what it is you'll be able to do plugins, and you can actually write your own codes and change it to whatever you want it to do for whatever game you're making. So yeah, it's two sides to it, right? It's easier just to go read maybe there, and then you can see we put everything outlined everything in there how each different license goes.
Cool. And one more question.
Okay.
Entity of Sin wants to know if he doesn't know if it was answered or not, but he would like to know if we can we place dug up dirt back where we removed it?
Oh, that's like basically doing a undo, right?
Well,
so
or
if
does
you
it?
dug somewhere, or
What happens to the dirt when I in the final version of the game when we're playing live, other than this kind of creative mode, when I dig into a thing of dirt, what happens? Do I get some dirt resource that I pick
get
up?
a pile of dirt, yeah.
Okay, and then I can place it back down in there again.
Yeah, it's an item, right? The tool you're seeing now is like I said before, it's a blueprint tool. We can't put resources onto it now because we want people to create the blueprints, right? You can't give a cost to that, right? As sense to material. But when you're inside the game, everything you do will have like material involved with it.
Okay. Well, I want to encourage everybody who has access. There's just a few people that have access to the client right now, and that's going out over a bit of time. I'd like to encourage people to post screenshots of their creations or videos of their creations in the Neosland forums. And maybe a few shows from now, we can take a look at some of the best of those and, say to people, oh my God, I can't believe you built that, or wow, that looks really great. I want to live there. So I think that'll be fun.
I'll be doing my own ones too. Like I'll be working on a dragon's head, like a nice one.
Oh,
show
okay.
you the capabilities of this. Like I said before, it's just because it's different from what people are used to building with. It's just a matter of getting used to it. Even at the stage it is now, once you get used to it, you can build pretty easily and pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that is it for this episode. So thank you very much We check the schedule for when the next episode is. And Jacques, thank you very much. I'm glad to get this client out. And Kickstarter people should be looking at their email, right?
Yeah, we'll be
That's
sending
where
some
you'll
stuff out
contact
in the
them?
next couple of days, yeah.
In the next couple of days, okay.
Yeah.
So, and just from seeing the first version of this client to this version today, huge improvements. So I expect great things.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, take care, everybody. Oh, and right after this, we're going to do a drawing for you guys who are live. And everybody else on YouTube, just have to wait for the next episode.